Welcome to 50 Movies in 50 Weeks, the Sci-Fi Invasion, where I try to get through a 50 movie pack of science fiction movies from Mill Creek. I'm Joey Hollywood, and the movie I watched today was called Hands of Steel from 1986. Now, this movie is sort of kind of like it's like a generic Terminator type movie. Although I think it predates Terminator 2, but it's similar. It's in a similar vein. It's about a robot man finding his humanity. Is originally a Terminator in a sense. He's sent to kill a blind. I think he's like a religious leader, but at the last second he regains his humanity, and it's about him trying to evade the government and the company that sent him to kill the blind leader, and as well as people in the small town, like these group, I guess they're like a biker gang, I don't know, but they're causing mischief, and there goes this Terminator guy trying to protect this little community, or at least the woman that he's falling in love with. And it's kind of boring. For one, the copy of the movie that's on this disc is extremely muffled. One thing that it was kind of distracting to me was this guy seemed like a meathead version, like a buff meathead version of Mel Gibson. Like every time he was on screen, I was just thinking, oh, it's Mad Max if he hit the gym. There's an interesting thing about this movie where the whole thing, there's like flavor text sprinkled throughout the whole movie that this is in some sort of post-apocalyptic world to a degree. There's pollution issues, there's a lot of homelessness, and there's like big vents everywhere, like big tubing vents everywhere because of the pollution and the acid rain. And it's an interesting thing. It would help build a world in a better movie, but here it's something that's kind of forgotten about until it's necessary, or it's just sprinkled throughout the movie, and it's really needless. It doesn't add to the film at all. There's also a second Terminator later in the movie that's a girl, and there's a fight scene with this chick that's taken straight from Blade Runner. It's almost like the ending between Deckard and that one chick at Blade Runner. It's a very similar vibe. But this chick, she's wearing all white, and she has like a saran wrap skirt and a white thong underneath, and it's very odd. There's also this weird text thing at the end of the movie. It's like blink and you miss it. It basically says that the era of the robot has begun, and I didn't get that from this movie at all. Like maybe I wasn't paying attention hard enough, but it was weird. It was just kind of out of the blue, and I couldn't even read it. It was up and gone so fast. There was a really funny part in the movie where they run into this guy who has some information on where the Mel Gibson Terminator's at, and they walk up to him and they're like, "All right, we need to know where this guy is," and he goes, "Okay, I'll give you the information, but for $1,000." And they just pull out like $1,000. He just has $1,000 and he gives it to him. And then he gives him the information, and then they murder him, but don't take the money back. They just let the money stay in his pocket. And it's funny because later on their boss criticizes them for killing the guy, and not because they left the money with him, but he's like, "Why did you do that? That's bringing more attention to us." And he's like, "Well, we decided to kill him because he might be able to identify us." And it's like, "But your money is still in this dude's pocket with all your fingerprints on it." Like it was just not thought out. Overall, the movie wasn't funny enough to warrant like the so bad it's good, but it was definitely not like a chore to sit through. It was interesting enough. It was kind of like those movies. We had a channel back in the 90s called KMPH, and this was the kind of movies that KMPH would play on like Sunday afternoons. So I kind of got like an almost nostalgic vibe from it, But to just watch this because like I like the story, I don't think that would ever happen. There was interesting enough stuff in it, but the whole pollution dystopian future stuff, like you could have removed it from the movie and it would have changed nothing. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Remember, please be kind and rewind.